Hey everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Um, I guess they heard us talking shit because it was a little better this episode.
And I see it's going to get even better.
But that also lets me know that we're nearing the end.
Yeah, and that's just motherfucking fine with me.
Yeah, I forgot how long these sons of bitches are, you know?
Oh.
Like 20 weeks. And then we got 3-part reunions.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if they're going to cut down on the number, because they cut down on the length of these episodes. I'm wondering if they're going to cut down on the number of reunions we get. Because they could honestly just have one and be done. Like,
yeah, but I know it's going to be a 2-parter.
It might be, but they didn't have as much mess as any previous seasons. And I mean, who's getting ready to get up there and talk shit like there was before? Lily? Like,
right. I would like to end with them today. But we can start with James and Tata.
Yes.
The Javanese wedding extraordinaire.
Baby, could be a production.
Yeah. A production. You know, I laughed because I was like, they kept saying it's traditional, but they still had event staff. Like they had T-shirts that said event staff, and
which
I was
makes me wonder, like,
yeah,
because events. I mean, well, we know. I don't. Event staff back in the day was, you know.
Oh yeah, indentured servitude.
Exactly. I'm like, so, you know, maybe it is still traditional. I don't know. But Indonesian Drag Race was.
Let me tell
so
you,
good.
I was like, oh, this is a drag show. Like, okay,
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened. The wedding was fine. I'm breezing through this because I really didn't care for this. The sister got over herself and stopped being evil, and she apologized.
Yeah. He had on little Prince Rick James boots, and Tata was, you know, beat for the deities. So
I did laugh when he was like, I got my titties all out.
yeah, and he was like, I'm trying to tip in I'm tipping in my heels. He was like,
yeah.
I was like, get the full experience.
Yeah, most of their story was the TLC portion. Remember I talked about there's a TLC portion every season, and here's the discovery portion of the episode.
I appreciate all kinds of cultures. I do. But I really try to do it with respect. But I have to acknowledge the fact that I did giggle at Javanese Miss Juicy, the wedding singer. I had to go back and watch it again.
Chris and I were watching it this morning, and he was like, you know how, like, on Drag Race, when they do cultural outfits, and they just be like, oh, and they can't say anything because they know they'll be racist in the end?
And also, they don't even know how to critique that, as they should.
Exactly. So that's why I was kind of just like...
I said Javanese Miss Juicy. I kept it, like, because that's what she sound like. And James tried to do the same thing. James was like, the voice was interesting, but I'm loving the experience. And I was like, that's it right there.
He was recording everything. And
just try not to fuck it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. But outside of his awkward whiteness, it was fine, and that was them.
Yeah.
I know they're not on this episode, but I cannot wait for next week because I need to see the full rhinoplasty.
I want to see the post.
Yeah, because I can't. It looks the same, so I'm trying to figure out like what's different or when they film. Anywho.
Yeah, I was like, are the scenes they're showing from before her surgery, but I'm like, are we gonna see a great difference now? Melissa on Love After Lockup. That schnoz is crazy. Like, she should sue. It's awful.
Yeah, she needs to go to Turkey and get her shit done.
Yeah, she does. But I don't know if that, you know, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. I don't know if, you know, there's a big saving grace.
She did get her shit done in Turkey, so she needed to go to Colombia.
Not in Turkey. She got her shit done.
No, Melissa got here, right.
She got done in the city.
In New Jersey. Oh, she did on like 20th Street. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. They only had 3 couples in this episode. So we could move on to Corona and Inky. Okay. So I laughed because my first note says she walked right out of the J spot mad into the dark of night because the bar looks just like the bar that Joan and William had. The staircases going downstairs. I was like, oh, this bitch at the J spot.
With the fish pot.
Yeah, and she wearing a coat that would match the decor that would be at the J spot at the
And
time.
she dresses like Lynn, so it doesn't, you're not
Yeah,
like...
exactly. I was like, oh, shit. But yeah, she walked into the dark of night because...
She did.
Last time we chatted, remember, he was weaponizing incompetence or being a douche monkey, actually, being rather flippant about him not wanting to be in a committed relationship or not wanting to be married. Let me not say that.
And also trying to convince her that she, had that all twisted. Like, I don't know where you thought I wanted to get married.
Yeah. So, anywho, she leaves and disappears. He was like, I'll go look for her for a little bit, but it's cold. She knows where the house is, so I'm going home.
I was like, these nonchalant white people be cracking me up, honestly.
So, yes. And part of me was like, low-key same. But,
I'm not chasing you all over. I'm not Jay-Z. I'm not chasing you all
Yeah, I'm
over
not chasing you.
Please.
What?
Please.
Meanwhile, she's around the corner trying to call her they friends. Or home days, and they didn't answer the phone. So she's literally out here on her own against the wall, right?
Now, you remember what I told you my mother told me before I ever started school? And the minute her homegirls was not picking up the phone, I said, see?
Yes, I agree with that. But also, it might have been the middle of the night. I don't know. It's Iceland.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It could have been 4 p.m.
Really know what goes on.
We don't know.
Exactly. They could have been at work.
At work or asleep. Who knows?
Yeah, like either way. Bitch, I'm not answering the phone for either. And you knew this, and we warned you about this, so deal with it. You should have called your friends in the black group, okay? So, anywho, Mama is talking to production in the middle of the street. And now you could tell they're trying to make sure that she's safe and she's getting to where she needs to go. So Mama just gets in the Uber. They're like, where are you going? And she was like, not home, but somewhere.
Yep.
She finds herself at a hotel tonight situation. She gets a room for the night, all that stuff. He eventually comes to meet her in the hotel room. And she's like, no flowers, LOL. And, he's like, yeah, no flowers.
Journey.
Whatever. So, he's feeling remorseful and regretful for how he responded and coming off like a douche monkey for the whole thing. But he also was like, well, I genuinely didn't know you didn't want to get married. Like, I genuinely didn't know all this life that you had planned out for us I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
And so she's kind of like, I don't buy that. I can't believe that you would think that. And even if I didn't express that to you, what makes you think that that wouldn't be a thing? You know what I mean? Like, I moved here for you.
Yeah.
I abandoned my whole life for you. And the least you can do is put a ring on it. You know what I mean?
And listen, here's my thing. As for me and my household, I'm not begging no white man to do shit for me. Okay? And I don't need you to, I'm not settling for whatever the fuck. I also don't want you doing shit for me because I did this thing or whatever the case is. You better do it because you want to do it. Not no ultimatum bullshit. And nobody asked you. You the one jumped up off of your ass, canceled your fucking program. You quit your job before you had another one. That's what you did. And moved across the world for a man who looks like he was drawn by that person out in Hawaii who makes those fucked up caricatures of people.
Drawn with the left foot.
Hello. and not by somebody ambidextrous. So you did all of this. And you know better. The reason I am hard on her is because she fucking knows better. And she did not think this through. She is no dummy whatsoever. That girl is intelligent.
Yeah, which is so like
disappointing.
I can't root for you because I'm disappointed in you because you know better.
Exactly. You know better, and you know better, and I know you know better.
Yeah, so what are we doing here? And so, yeah, this is like you go on about your way.
Yeah.
So they're at an impasse. She's like, I'm confused, I'm conflicted, I don't know. I love him, but he also don't really want the same things I do. So they're at an impasse right now.
Yeah.
And that was them. And last but not least, Josh and Lily.
Oh, this is a motherfucking mess.
So they go to dinner, right? And thank God they bust out the translator because Lily was like, I got a lot of shit to get off my chest. Because remember, the night previously, shit went left with Big Viv and Jared, right? And so she, in Mandarin, she calls him out for projecting and being defensive when Viv questioned him very serious and very simple questions. And she was like, you got so defensive and that's not okay. Like, I could see that you were trying to lie and cover shit up. And that's not even like who you are. And he admits it. He was like, she came at me crazy. And I immediately put my guard up.
Yeah.
But however, I told you that she's gonna try to ruin our relationship. She was like, that's not what it's
neither here nor there, nigga.
Yeah, it's between you and I.
Yeah.
And he starts crying and shit. And like, I'm sorry. And it's a serious moment until Lily goes, I only understood 40% of what this nigga said. But I could read his facial expressions and I knew it was love, But I laughed at 40%.
You know when she doesn't fully understand, because even at the beginning, where you could tell he had a sore throat or something going on, and he was like, "I'm gonna need some hot tea," and she was like, "Tea." I was like, "Lil, and I don't even know if it's always just a language barrier. I think sometimes she just don't be listening.
She don't listen.
No,
she be clocked out.
She's like, I don't have time to try to decipher all of this right now.
Right. So, in the middle of this emotional moment, she's like, okay, fine, we can work through this. And then she's like, I got another issue. So, I forgot about this. I watched a documentary on Vice, or a news piece on Vice about weddings in like China or Japan and stuff. Like, it is a one-stop shop situation. Actually, we've seen this before when we first started watching this show with Danny and Taeyoung's daddy in Korea. Remember when him and the white girl from Utah got married in Korea, and they had to it was like a one-stop shop situation. It was like the
yes,
marriage.
Oh yes.
I can't remember their name. Taeyoung is the little boy. It's the son's name. I can't remember his daddy name.
Somebody was an influencer.
Yes, the nigga that she was creeping with.
Yes, okay.
Yes. Now I need to look because it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, let me see. It was the goth girl, right? Bella from Twilight.
Yeah,
her.
I save all my notes from this show. Hold on, 90 Day Fiancé.
90 Day Fiancé. 90 Day Fiancé.
This goes all the way back to 2021.
God damn.
Yeah. So hold on. I have 2020. I'm sorry, because I have Ji-hoon. Devin and Ji-hoon.
Yes. Oh yes, because Devin had that little girl.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Brenda. The original
Before we even knew. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at these notes. Remember Baby Cool and Fahu Doris?
Oh my God, what happened to? They went on another iteration, and I think Papa went on to become some like world famous MMA fighter or something.
Yeah, Corey and Eveline or Evelyn. Of course, Jenny and Sumit. Steven and Alina. I don't remember. Mormon Tom Holland and Russian Alicia Cara. I don't know. I have to go back.
We are
oh my God.
unserious, unhinged people.
So, yeah, we're almost done with this anyway. So I was watching, Samsung TV has, or Pluto TV has like reality channels that like just do marathons of things. So they have a Love After Lockup channel. And when I tell you Life After Lockup came on, and it was motherfucking crack, that episode.
That's when, we have to go back to the natural order of things. Like, that was
we
television.
We sat in here screaming because I forgot he was on the phone with his mom.
Motherfucking crack, mama. I will never forget.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. It was their wedding night when Goddess and Clint they got on a bender.
Rest in peace.
It was crazy.
Rest in peace. But that moment was television.
Whew, yes. Sorry, but anywho, back to this thing. So Lily tells Josh that she broke and that she did not pay the rest of the wedding to pay off the wedding, so she owes a substantial amount of money. We find out later it's about $5K or a little under $5K, which is a lot of fucking money. And so he was like, he looks at the table all bright-eyed and critter-faced and was like, well, I have a nest egg that we could use to pay off, the rest of the thing. Now, in my head, I was like, nest egg.
Well, remember he said initially that he sold his house or something, so he had a savings. Like, at first it looked like he was lying, but then you could just see where it was really his wheels turning, because it's just a matter of timing and transferring that money.
No. I wasn't concerned about that. Like, I have I don't believe that he doesn't have money. Like, I'm sure he does have money. And if anything, by like, I don't know, white people all have like trust funds and things. I don't know.
I don't know.
He wasn't in anybody's dire straits. But however, he could have kicked in a little what's the yuan? What's their currency? Like yen? A little bit on that house or something. They use yen too?
No. Yuan?
Because there was like a U in there when I saw the yuan.
Hold on, let me just look up.
Either way, he could have floated her a couple of dollars because she's been complaining about this not having money for the last.
Yeah, I'm like, episodes. Why did it come now? Yes, it's yuan.
Yuan. Okay. No yen. I just didn't know the Chinese.
One Chinese yuan. I could be saying that all the way wrong. Is 14 cents USD.
So it's 14 cents on the dollar. Which is quite low. You know what I mean? So, like, sure. But anywho, it was about $5K that she owes, right? Yeah. And so he's like, I can float this because I really want this to happen. Because she was like, otherwise we're going to have to cancel the wedding. And he was like, I don't want to cancel the wedding, so let's do this, right? But again, like you said, it takes days to transfer, which I do know this because I've had to transfer money internationally, and that is, it's expensive to wire transfers. International wire transfers are expensive.
And we don't know we also don't. We don't know that. We also don't know, because you know how like legally he cannot work there, so we don't know what the difficulty is in transferring certain things because they want to make they don't want no dealings. Like I don't
seem like he's working, right?
Yeah, so like I'm sure there's a lot of red tape that they have to go through in order to do this, and doing it the day before the wedding is crazy.
Yeah. So next day, they're like hours before the wedding, like hours. They're on their way to the venue. Still ain't paid. Oh, and late to the venue
4
at that.
hours. 4 hours.
So, Jared in the back, like, well, do y'all have a contingency plan if shit don't go well? If you can't use a credit card or whoop-de-whoop-de-woo? And Lily's like, no, we don't. We just, vibes. So they get to the venue. It's a beautiful venue. It's a one-stop shop. It is everything that you'd want in a traditional wedding, right? So the people, the managers come out and they like, hey, where's our money?
Yeah.
Where's our money? And they were like, you only paid 30%. We need 70. So what's tea? And so they're like going back and forth. He was like, can I use my credit card? They're like, we could try and see. So they bring out the little, I was like, cash wraps or point of sale systems are all the same across the globe because Mr. brought out a little thing that you put at Chili's.
Wait, no, but it was
red. It was festive.
First of all, Lily, was like, okay, check it. Can we just do the ceremony and cut the catering? And he was like, bitch, your wedding is in 4 hours. Like, no, absolutely not. We don't piecemeal here, bitch. It's not a la carte.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
We do whole productions. And she's like, okay, bet. And Josh knew that motherfucking card was not getting ready to go through. Lil Critter knew that card was not getting ready to go through. Not because he doesn't have the money, but you knew that was not getting ready to fly. So, God bless. We will see what happens. As of right now, they might have to tell 20 people they don't have to come to a wedding in 4 hours. And in all honesty, if
I could just text everybody and just be like, let's go to the
I
bar.
would be at home and be like, ooh, take my pantyhose off. Like, I'd be so happy I didn't have to leave my house now. Sorry, guys. You're already married anyway, so.
Yeah.
That was a mess.
That was it for this episode. Sorry for the short recap because that's all they had. So, until next time, friends. Bye.